לפניי עוד נישאות לאור, רבים חוכי אך גם פרחי, ולפניי שנים רבות מספור. אני שואל ומתפלל, טוב שלא עבדה אותה תקווה. עובר מזמור מדור לדור, כמעיין מאז ועד עולם. אני שואל ומתפלל, טוב שלא עבדה אותה תקווה. חי חי חי, כן אני עוד חי, זה השיר שסבא שר כמו לאבא, והיום אני עוד חי חי חי, עם ישראל חי, זה השיר שסבא שר כמו.
ואיך שלא אפנה לראות, תמיד איתה יוצא להיות, שומרת לי.
Truly an amazing trip. I ended up moving to Israel in 2006, doing high school, the army. Now I'm studying psychology in Herzliya, and it was the best decision I've ever made.
I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've been given from P2G and my family. Going on P2G was my first time ever in Israel, and ever since then I've fallen in love with the country. I just spent the year in Israel, which was the most amazing year of my life, and I look forward to be making Aliyah this year.
P2G was my first time in Israel and really gave me the opportunity to experience Israeli culture and get to see the country from the eyes of an Israeli. And it also inspired me to keep coming back. I did again after high school, and once again this year during my university studies, I studied at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem and had one of the most incredible years of my life. I plan to go back to Israel as soon as I finish my degree, and P2G really was the start of it all.
It was my first time. I had never been to Israel before, so P2G made Israel a home for me. Every time I came back to Winnipeg or when I was studying in university in Montreal, I continued to look for ways to return because I just had fallen so much in love with the country. So 2 years ago, I made it official and I became a citizen. And now nearly 11 years later, I'm still very much in touch with my adoptive family in Kiryat Shmona, the Malka family, and many friends there. I visit when I can. I'm currently studying in Beersheba. And so to answer the question, how did P2G impact me? It was a gateway for my Aliyah.
P2G played a pivotal role in forming the foundations of my Zionist ideals. A year after going on P2G, I decided to move to Israel for a year to go to Hebrew University. I then stayed for another 3 years to earn my undergrad degree from IDC Herzliya. Looking back now, I can say with absolute certainty that it was P2G that sparked my love for Israel, and that it truly changed my life forever.
P2G was a huge impact on my life as it stemmed my pride for Israel I have today. I've been to Israel 3 times in the past 4 years, P2G being the first time, and without the P2G committee, without the Jewish Federation, I wouldn't have this huge connection and bond I have with Israel today. So thank you.
It really impacted me. It gave me lasting ties to Israel, and after that I vowed to go back time and time again at least once a year.
I got involved in P2G from the very first chance that I could in grade 9, and since then I've only made so many friends. I have built so many connections, and my connection to Israel has only gotten stronger and stronger.
It was an amazing experience for me. It gave me amazing friends that I'll always have a bond with, and it just gave me this amazing connection with Israel that even I, after having lived in Israel for 4 years, never really had before.
What I love most about P2G is that it provided me with the opportunity to meet really cool Israelis who gave me perspective into what life is like in Israel on a day-to-day basis.
I fell in love with the people, I fell in love with the country, I fell in love with Kiryat Shmona, and I decided to participate in a 10-month-long pre-army program in a kibbutz about 10 minutes away from Kiryat Shmona, and there I developed knowledge about the politics, about the history, and about Israeli society. And I learned Hebrew, and every weekend I had a place to stay, and they always welcomed me with open arms, and I can't thank these people enough. They're my second family, and I have to thank P2K for that. So
it had a big impact on both of our lives. We both visited multiple times after first going on P2K and then ended up living there. In addition to making a lot of new connections and friendships, we were able to strengthen the friendships that we had made on P2K so many years ago.
Bonds I made with the people there have affected me to this day, and the initial host family that I was with, the Bar Moses, I mean, they're literally my family at this point. P2K was definitely a life-altering experience.
P2G definitely changed my life for a number of reasons. One of them being that I now live in Kiryat Shmona at Rachel Bar Moses' house, and the second being that P2G made me realize my love and my commitment to the state of Israel. And I now serve as a soldier in the IDF. So thank you, P2G, for completely changing my life for the better.
It was my first ever trip to Israel. It was no question one of the most inspiring and life-altering experiences of my life. It was a catalyst for the work I'm now in Jewish communal work and Jewish education, and I've returned to Israel several times since. We went to Hebrew University for a year, taken out birthright trips, and took out P2G last year. And I now have the utmost honor and privilege as a staff member at Grey Academy to spread my passion for this program to the students of Grey Academy so that they can also have this unbelievable life-changing experience. And as a student on the program, a teacher on the program, and a friend of many people who have taken part in this program, it can truly say that this program exemplifies the concept of Am Yisrael Chai.
P2G really had a strong influence on my life. Being in Kiryat Shmona, living like a normal Israeli, made me want to do that again for a longer period of time, which ultimately influenced my decision to move to Israel for a year and attend Hebrew University for a year, which also impacted my decision to go into Jewish teacher education and has now helped me get my job here as the BBYO director. So to say that P2G had a small impact on my life would be the understatement of the world. So thanks, P2G.
P2K, or P2G for that matter, was a great introduction for me to the life of Israel. It was my first time there, and I've been back twice since. But it also introduced me to the community programs and community organizations that Winnipeg has, such as BBYO, which I was heavily involved with through high school, as well as Hillel, which I was involved with both in Winnipeg and outside of Winnipeg when I was in university elsewhere. P2K really was a great stepping stone for me to my involvement with these programs, as well as my love and involvement with the land of Israel.
לקחתי במשלחת הזאת המון חוויות חדשות, הרבה חברים חדשים. זכיתי להכיר את הקהילה היהודית פה, את החיים היום, את חיי היום-יום שלהם, את החיים הדתיים שלהם, את החיים הקהילתיים שלהם. וזהו, אני נורא שמחה שזכיתי בחוויה הזאת.
המשלחת השפיעה עליי בקשר שלי בין היהודים שבארץ ישראל לבין היהודים שבקנדה, על הקשר המיוחד שיש בינינו ועל הצורך הזה לשמור על הקשר